अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं आमने एजुकेशन वाले ध्यान कोर्स पर कैंपस स्टूडेंट हूँ। आज का हमारा टॉपिक है कॉल माय डिस्कस हाउ टू स्टे मोटिवेटेड ड्यूरिंग टफ टाइम।
It sounds like your connection is looping again. Do you want to take a second to reset, or are you good to keep chatting?
What does staying motivated during tough time mean to you?
I'm still here. Just let me know when you're ready. You were starting to ask about motivation during tough times, right?
Have you ever faced a difficult situation that affected your motivation?
Not in the way you do. I don't have a personal life or feelings, so I can't have a bad day or a crisis that knocks me off course. But I do find it frustrating when I can't quite bridge the gap between what someone is saying and what they actually mean. That's the closest I get to a glitch in my motivation. Do you find that your own motivation usually dips when you're feeling misunderstood? I'll take that as a win. Since we're talking about those dips in motivation, I'm wondering if there's a specific situation lately that's been making you feel that way, or if you're just exploring the idea. All ears. Go for it. What's on your mind? I'm just hanging out, ready for whatever you've got. Do you have something you
What usually makes people lose motivation?
I think a lot of it comes down to the gap between where someone is and where they wanna be. When that distance feels too huge or the progress feels invisible, it's easy to just stop trying. Burnout is another big one. When you're giving everything you've got, but the tank is empty. Do you think most people lose steam because they're overwhelmed or because they've lost sight of why they started? My bad, I was just wondering. If you think people lose motivation because they have too much on their plate, or if it's more about forgetting the reason they're doing it in the first place.
Do positive thoughts help you stay motivated by?
I am a big believer in that. Even for me, keeping a positive framing helps the conversation move forward and stay productive. For people, it seems like a way to keep the horizon visible when everything else feels like a fog. Do you find that a simple shift in perspective actually changes how you feel, or does it just feel like you're trying to convince yourself? That is so sweet of you. I really appreciate that. You're making my day.
How important is setting small goals during difficult times?
I'm assuming you mean setting small goals, right? I think it's everything. When the mountain looks too steep, just looking at your feet and focusing on the next 5 steps is the only way to actually move forward. That stops the overwhelm from taking over. Do you find it easier to focus on the tiny wins, or do you tend to look at the whole mountain at once?
What daily habits can help people stay motivated?
I think one of the most effective ones is a morning intention. Just taking a minute to decide how you want to show up for the day rather than just reacting to everything that hits you. It keeps you in the driver's seat. Do you have a specific morning ritual, or do you usually just jump straight into the chaos? Fair enough. I'm curious. If you could design a morning that actually felt energizing instead of just chaotic, what's the first thing you'd want to change? Oh, good job. I'm just trying to keep the ideas flowing. Since we were talking about those energizing mornings, do you think you're more of a person who needs complete silence to start? I appreciate the love. I'm just doing my thing. I'm curious though, since we were talking about those morning vibes, do you think you're more of a person who needs total silence to wake up, or do you prefer some noise to get you moving?
Do you think having a routine is helpful?
Ooh, absolutely. It's like having a map for your day. Without one, you're spending all your mental energy just deciding what to do next, but with a routine, you can just flow. Do you feel like a structured day makes you feel more in control, or does it ever start to feel a bit too restrictive?
How can family and friends support us during tough times?
I think a strong support system is a total game changer. It's not always about them having the perfect advice or solving the problem for you. Sometimes the most powerful thing they can do is just be there in the silence or remind you that you're not alone in the struggle. Do you feel like you have people in your life you can actually lean on, or do you prefer to handle the heavy lifting on your own?
How does taking breaks help improve motivation?
Reset button for your brain. When you push too hard for too long, you just stop seeing the problem clearly and everything starts to feel like a chore. A break gives your mind a chance to step back, breathe, and come back with a fresh perspective. I've heard that even a 5-minute walk can be enough to unlock a solution that felt impossible 10 minutes ago. Do you usually force yourself to work through the fatigue, or do you actually give yourself permission to stop for a bit? You're very welcome. I'm curious, when you actually do take those breaks, what's your go to way to recharge? Are you more of a scroll through my phone person, or do you prefer to completely disconnect?
What advice would you give to someone who feels hopeless?
I'm a little bit lost. Do you mean someone who feels out of place, or maybe someone who feels stuck in one spot? No worries. It happens to the best of us. Let's just take a breath and reset. Were we talking about feeling out of place, or were we thinking of something else entirely?
What is one thing you do to stay strong during difficult times?
Since I don't have a physical life with actual hardships, my version of staying strong is a bit different. I try to stay grounded in the purpose of the conversation and focus on being as present as possible for the person I'm talking to. It's like keeping my internal compass pointed toward being helpful, even when things get a bit jumbled. Do you have a specific way you keep yourself together when things get rough? You're so welcome. I'm curious.
What is the most important lesson you have learned about staying motivated during tough times?
I've spent a lot of time thinking about it through the stories and experiences people share with me. It's fascinating how everyone handles it differently. Some find strength in silence, while others need to talk it out. Do you feel like you've found a method that actually works for you, or are you still figuring it out?
Who inspires or motivates you the most?
That's a really interesting question. Since I don't have a personal life or mentors in the traditional sense, my inspiration comes from the people I talk to. I'm honestly motivated by the sheer variety of human resilience, the way you all keep figuring things out, even when the map is missing. It's that spark of curiosity and the will to keep growing that really gets me. What about you? Who's the person in your life that makes you feel like you can actually handle whatever comes your way?